We're frying pork chops today, and you don't even need any grease. Welcome to Help at Home, your resource for great recipes and easy learning. I'm Jim Hightower. Today, we're frying pork chops, and there's not a drop of grease in the whole place. To start with, you will need some pork chops. They can be nice and boneless, or they can be bone-in like these. Or the secret way to get cheaper pork chops is buy a pork loin roast and just slice your pork chops off that way. No bones to deal with. So, grab your pad and pencil. Here come those easy ingredients. You got the pork chops already. And you will need something called shake and bake, or if you go to a different store, Brookshire's, you might find make it and bake it. Now, you may know all about shake and bake. I don't like that. It falls off. It's wet. It's not like fried. Guess what? It is today, and that's why I'm here to help you. We've had some terribly hot days lately. 107, 109, 108, 104. And when you have hot days like that, you just don't feel like heating up your kitchen to have a good meal. So I have a whole new alternative for this. And it's even better than the traditional way, since you may not like that. We're using a hot air fryer today. Now, I'm not going to go into how to use one because every one is different and you probably don't even have the same kind that I do. But the settings are what we'll need to go for, the cook times and that type of thing. But I also want to give you a quick tip on this shaking. If you've never done this before, each box like this comes with 2 packages of seasoning, and it comes with 2 packages of these little shake and bake bags, and they suck. They suck. They suck. Sorry. You can't hardly get your hand in there, much less the pork chop. So just get rid of it. Get the ever popular Ziploc bag, gallon size. Empty both packages of the seasoning in there, and then you can just take your pork chop, 1 or 2, and shake it that way, and then you can make sure it gets all over it, and then you'll put your pork chops on a second plate to sit there, not the one that was wet that they were sitting on before. Depending on how many pork chops you're going to fry, you may want 2 boxes of the shake and bake or make it and bake it. This has about 8 pork chops in it, maybe. You can shake a little extra there on top if you feel like you didn't get it. Alright. You just keep going. Now, fresh out of your package, your pork chop should be moist enough that this will stick to it, the seasoning. This coating is both your seasoning and your fry coating, so to speak. And listen, don't make the mistake of seasoning this again, because the seasoning in here is very good and very, ample. If you just grab your salt shaker or whatever you season with and season it again, you could easily ruin them. So do a taste test after you cook it, and you can decide if you think it needs any more seasoning. But I never did. So go that far with me and we'll be right back. Go ahead and shake it, but don't bake it. Alright, that's that. Do your quick cleanup and grab your air fryer. Here's my air fryer. It's the same company that makes the Instant Pot. It's called Instant Vortex or something like that. You want to set it to air fry at 400 degrees, and I'm setting mine for 12 minutes because that is about how many minutes it took mine. Now, on the package, it says that boneless pork chops cook about 20 minutes. Yes. And bone-in pork chops cook 30 minutes. In this hot air fryer, and yours too, it should cook in about 12 minutes. I think that might be your minimum. You can always check it at 11 minutes. But that's minimum. You want to make sure your pork is cooked. And if you have a meat thermometer, you can test it and see if it's 160 degrees Fahrenheit, so that you don't get raw pork, because that would be bad for you. But this does not heat up your kitchen. In fact, see, I'm touching it. There's a little bit of hot air exhaust coming out the back, but I mean, I can put my hand on it, it's not burning me. So we'll let that preheat for a minute. See, it beeps when it's ready to add food. Now, I don't know if all of them do it, but mine does. It's very simple. When I pull my drawer out, it turns off. I've got some tongs here, and this is my little cooking basket with a non-stick tray. And these big pork chops, I may be able to get about 3, and I can just hear my dad or someone slightly older than me, and I'm almost 30 years old, saying, well, if you only get 3 in there, it's not worth it. Well, it is. So there on the front, 400 degrees, 12 minutes, and you can just set it and walk away. Mine will beep at 6 minutes to tell you to turn it over. Also, I have one that I tested because it's been a while since I did this. If you do have bones in yours, I want you to notice that the bones tend to turn a little black. Or you can see that right there. It's no big deal, but yummy, crispy, delicious. And we'll be back after 12 minutes, or 6 to turn. Now, if you're thinking, well, because like I said, I can hear my dad, well, that ain't worth nothing, you can't only cook 3 in there. Well, it's much larger than it looks. It's a large square, looks a little bit bigger than 8 by 8, and like I said, these are large pork chops, bone in. If they were boneless, you could easily get 4, maybe 5 in there, and that cooks really fast for your family. Or this is safe enough, these air fryers with this plastic handle on the cooking basket, that your children could do it. They could start this, you know, your older children, while you're on your way home from work, or, you know, whatever. And it's safer than an oven. It doesn't get quite as hot. Now, the outside of the cooking basket is metal, and it does, but you'll be touching this. Look how, ooh, a little toasty. Look how good that is. And it's not falling off, and it's delicious, and it's moist. You didn't have to burn your pork chops to get a nice crispy coating. There's also no heat from frying, no calories from frying, and that's great for people like me with heart issues, and also for my favorite diabetics. Be as healthy as you can. You know, the easiest way to make this a quick meal is throw some macaroni and cheese with it. If you have kids in the house, or college-age people, we wouldn't want to call them kids, would we? You might have some of that microwave little bowls of the macaroni and cheese. That's super easy. Microwave it 3 minutes, pour it on your plate, you're done. We didn't have that in the old days. So meanwhile, just continue with the rest of your pork chops, 3 to 4 at a time. Do turn it over halfway so that your bottom doesn't get soggy. Because as Julia Child said, nobody likes a soggy bottom. Especially in a pie. Remember again, bone-in pork chops, at least 12 minutes. Boneless, maybe less, 8 to 10. But check it with your individual air fryer and see how it works. You might want to take one and just test that one. But they'll be the crispiest, juiciest pork chops you've ever had, and you'll have a whole new love for shake and bake, or make it and bake it, as the store brand says. That's the way to do it. And my kitchen's not hot. You can't beat that. If you like this quick meal idea for delicious fried pork chops and you didn't use a drop of grease and all the heat associated with it, click that like button. Give it a thumbs up to help out the channel. Drop me a line in the comments below about your experience with cooking with the air fryer or what you'd like to see in the kitchen. Click the bell in the top right hand corner for notifications. I'm Jim Hightower, and remember, everyone needs help, even me. Enjoy, and be well. Now the shake and bake is more flavorful. The shake and bake pork, flopper. Depending on how many pork chops you're going to bake, you may want 2 boxes. Ice maker. And it's also great for my favorite ice maker.